everyone. March is a special month as we celebrate Women's Month, a time to honor the achievement, resilience, and leadership of women across industries. At the Biotech Talks, we are dedicating this month to powerful women leaders who are breaking barriers, driving innovation, and uplifting others. Through their stories, we aim to inspire, empower, and create more opportunities for women in technology, entrepreneurship, and beyond.
Talks, we are honored to have Gina Nelson, a powerhouse entrepreneur, educator, and advocate for our women's empowerment. As a CEO and founder of Bella and Bella Production and the creative force behind the Diving for Peers podcast, Gina is dedicated to storytelling that inspires and uplifts. With over a decade of experience in strategic consulting, education, and leadership, she has worked extensively in initiatives that drive personal growth, professional development, and community impact. Her passion for mentorship and creating opportunities for women shines through in everything she does. Gina, welcome to the show. Gina,
Thank you.
Gina, you have built a dynamic career across education, consulting, and media. What inspired you to start Bella and Bella Production and the Diving the Pearls podcast, and how has your entrepreneurial journey evolved?
Okay. So thank you, Sri, for having me on the podcast. And thank you for the work that you're doing in this space, because I think it's needed and very impactful. So thank you again. So unbeknownst to a lot of people, we actually started the Diving for Pearls podcast before Bella and Bella. I had the idea to showcase women leaders, change makers, thought leaders here in the UAE, really showcase their journey. So I started that in 2019. A lot of the background work started then. But it wasn't until after finishing season one, or while I was finishing season one, that I was thinking bigger. How can I even make greater impact? And hence Bella and Bella Productions, which were only in year 2 of operations. So I will tell a little bit of background story on why the name. It is very deeply personal in terms of the name, and also my journey to founding Bella and Bella is really rooted in a desire to create meaningful change for female founders, because that is our core focus. So going back to the story behind Bella and Bella, the name, the inspiration really came from a pivotal moment that I had with a colleague many years ago when I was living in the western region of Abu Dhabi. She affectionately called me Bella. She was from Spain. That's natural to call someone beautiful. And like most women, we are all mirrors of each other. So I actually said there's no reason why I couldn't call her Bella, and to reflect that mutual support that we were giving each other as friends and also colleagues, because we worked together side by side. Literally, our desks were side by side. So from there, we developed not only a strong relationship, but we started having conversations around how can we promote women entrepreneurs through platforms such as Diving for Pearls podcast, which I had already started. But then how can we actually make greater impact? And hence Bella and Bella Productions. Our first initial year was really last year. That was our first year of operations. And now we've just entered year 2 on February 14th, the Day of Love.
Wow, amazing. All the best and congratulations for you.
Thank you.
So that's interesting to know the name Bella and Bella. People used to think, what is it? But it is a very nice and excellent explanation. It's amazing to hear. So your work spans business innovation, education, and storytelling. How does Bella and Bella Production empower women, and what impact do you hope to create through your podcast and initiatives? You said initially you started to podcast to showcase leaders, and so what is the main impact, and what impact have you made, and what type of empowerment have you done?
Okay, great question, Shirvi. And if I do not answer the question because I have a tendency to go off on a tangent. Please let me know. So, as I mentioned, the Diving for Pros podcast is really a small platform under the umbrella of Bella and Bella Productions. With Bella and Bella Productions, our core focus is giving women, female founders, access to resources, training, and eventually funding that they need to actually grow their businesses. So whether they are at the startup phase, whether they are building and scaling, that's super, super important for us. We use our current community platform as a way of creating connections for women where they have opportunities to connect with someone else in their industry, outside of their industry, and where they could really learn and grow. So that's how we've actually, I would say, positioned our community platform. It's very supportive. Within the Bella and Bella community, we have a few initiatives that we're currently running. One is called a Saturday Spotlight. That features women, female founders, regardless of your age, regardless of your stage, focusing on highlighting and showcasing the impact that you're bringing to the UAE. So our current focus is Saturday Spotlights, where we focus on one founder every 3 weeks. It is a 3-part series. So we do 3-part video series where we spotlight someone in the local community who's making an impact. The second initiative that we've been running almost in parallel to Saturday Spotlight is called Finance Fridays. And as female founders, I know you know this, Shri, as well, that we do not have the access to funding that our male counterparts have. In fact, it's something like 2% of venture capital funds go to female founders. So we're trying to change that narrative, and we need everyone to help out here. So we have created a finance series. This series, again, is to help equip women, female founders, again, with the training that they need to actually build and scale their businesses. So those are the 2 huge buckets and initiatives that we're working on currently. We will bring back the Diving for Pearls podcast, but we'll be looking to feature women outside the UAE and specifically on the continent of Africa. So we're hoping to launch that in October, right around the time where it's International Girls' Day in October. So we'll be looking to launch that, but focusing on thought leaders on the African continent, regardless of their industry.
Amazing. Even I have been part of your Saturday's highlight or thing. I have been an opportunity to be podcast through Bella and Bella social medias. Actually, that is women supporting women. And that is a very great initiative, and also for all the startup and founders and the entrepreneurs getting an opportunity to showcase themselves in another community. That's what even we wanted to do in the Tech Talks. Like, we are trying to podcast people, and we are trying to showcase their activities and their businesses, and to get the maximum reach, to support them. So all the best for your work, and for women looking to start their own venture or take chances of their career. What are some key lessons or strategies you are learned in leaders as a leader that you would like to pass it to?
Wow, there are many. I always would say find a mentor. So if you know anything about Bella and Bella, as we mentioned, it really represents, and if you look at our logo, it's really 2 bees together, but they're supporting each other. So if you look at the logo very carefully, no one does it alone. I always say that no one does it alone. We all need support. So if you could find a mentor within your networks, reaching out to individuals that you may have worked with, there's something very powerful about mentorship. And that's actually going to be one of our core focuses here in Bella and Bella. I am personally currently mentoring some young adults, young females, I should say. Some individuals are just starting their careers. They're just starting their careers, going through maybe some ideation phases with their businesses. So that's one thing we are honing in on in terms of this year and beyond, is really looking at that mentorship, because that's important in terms of everything. Helping you develop greater confidence, helping you take ownership of your dreams. It's going to be important for helping you shape your business. So I would say reaching out to find a mentor would be one of the lessons or key pieces of advice I would recommend that female founders do. So that kind of ties into the second thing about network. So finding a network. We are hoping that at Bella and Bella community, we are able to provide that kind of support that female founders may need. So I would say spending time networking, not only doing it virtually, the face-to-face is super important. So being face-to-face, taking the time out, being very intentional about the networking events you attend, and also making sure that you follow up with individuals that you meet, because you don't know how they may help you along your journey.
Right. So very well said. Like mentorship and networking is a key factor for people. So now, when you said about mentorship, I thought I will ask you. You're being a strong advocate for women's growth and mentorship. Can you share a memorable moment where you help uplift another woman, or how you continue to support women in their career and personal development?
That's a great question, Shri. I hope I'm making impact every day. In fact, one of the models that I have appropriated from a young woman who's in the States, and she uses this as kind of a framework for how she operates her business every single day, and it's called HOPE. So help one person every single day. And I've actually appropriated it, and I try my best every single day to either give a piece of advice to someone who may be struggling with their business, to either just send an uplifting message to someone who may be going through a challenge or a difficult time. So it doesn't have to be something big. It could be something small, as even saying, hello, I just thought of you today. That's something that we try to really do at Bella and Bella, is use the current skill sets that we have to inspire and uplift others. Going back to your question, is there one pivotal moment? I would say just mentoring the young woman who I'm mentoring right now, who's going to serve as the keynote speaker for our third upcoming conference at Harriet Watt. I've just seen her grow, and the remarkable growth she's had under our guidance is a testament to what we're doing, but also to her, because it's her putting in the work, doing the work. So we want to continue investing our time and resources, not only to young women such as her, but also into, more evolved and capable leaders out there in the UAE.
Amazing. So that's a very great initiative that you are giving opportunities for women, which is, see, people talk empowerment and the opportunities are not being given for a woman to come up, So when they get an opportunity, really they do very successfully. And yesterday also I was in an event where I saw a woman, a small girl who was doing the first time hosting, and she has given an opportunity with the trust, and she has done an amazing work in that event. End of the day, everyone, even no one realized that she was the first time person who's hosting it. So that's what I understood from a woman's point of view, that if you are given an opportunity, they are very responsible, they are very dedicated, and they do it in an excellent way. So in that way, I really appreciate your work, and the activities, whatever you have done, I'm really impressed. That's why I thought I will invite you for the Women's Month special, and you are an empowering advocate of women empowerment. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining. And if you want to share any last words for women back there to motivate them to come back to career, to grow their career, you can just share some words.
No problem. I will share a couple things, actually. One of the first things I would say is dream big. One of my friends from college, she has this motto, which I love and I sometimes appropriate as much as I can. She says, dream a world. I think sometimes as women and female founders, we don't dream large. So that isn't to say that you may have to refine your vision at some point, but really dream big. And we have some big dreams for Bella and Bella, and we're hoping to continue making an impact, not only here in the UAE, but globally. That's the one thing. And then the second thing I would say, which ties into our conference coming up with Harriet Watt University on May 10th, really take the time to practice leading with empathy and courage. It takes a lot of empathy and courage to lead a team, to lead yourself. And I would just advocate that you continue practicing and be vulnerable enough to take advice, to listen to others, and to do your best in terms of fostering really an inclusive environment, not only that encourages innovation and participation amongst your team, but that's going to have greater good and greater impact for all.
Very nice. Thank you for joining, and stay tuned.
Thank you. Thank you, Sri.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Dubai Tech Talks Entrepreneur Series. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights from today's conversation. Don't forget to share this podcast with your network and follow us for more stories of innovation, determination, and success. Until next time, keep dreaming big and stay inspired.